Roberto De Zerbi, Pedro Porro, Kevin Danso, and Joe give their opinion on Tottenham versus Brighton. All the Spurs facts and stats, and Tottenham Hotspur and the Premier League release official statements. Here are your daily Tottenham news headlines. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Lee and this is another episode of the Daily Tottenham News Headlines. If you're new around here, please subscribe to the channel, like and share, comment in the comment section below. If you're listening on audio platforms, please hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. So, moving on to today's headlines. After a 2-2 draw against Brighton, Spurs remain in the relegation zone. Tottenham have 5 games remaining: Wolves away, Aston Villa away, Leeds home, Chelsea away, and lastly, Everton at home. Roberto De Zerbi on the Tottenham versus Brighton game. We played very well. I think we deserved to win this game. I'm disappointed just for the players and for the fans because for me, nothing changes. I'm positive. I believe in the players, not just now in this game, but before coming here. We have time enough to reach the target. We have the qualities enough to reach the target. We have to be strong and to be positive and not be sad and not to be negative and to help inside on the pitch, the changing room, to keep the atmosphere and to come on Monday afternoon with a smile. Otherwise, they won't work with me. I said like this inside the dressing room because after one game like this, after the mentality and the spirit they showed, now we have to believe in the target. I'm pleased for the pressure. I think we can press higher again. We can play better with the ball. We can improve with the ball. We're not working so much in the build-up because I don't want to give too much information, to give too much instruction. They have to play with confidence and with freedom. Following Tottenham's 2-2 draw with Brighton, here are some facts and stats. Tottenham Hotspur have failed to win each of their last 15 Premier League matches, drawn, lost 9, extending their longest ever winless run in the competition. Tottenham Hotspur have failed to win each of their last 5 Premier League games in which they've led, drawn 3 and lost 2, their longest run in the competition since December 2023, where we had a 1 draw and 4 losses. Roberto De Zerbi has just one of his last 12 matches in the Premier League, drawn 3 and lost 8, whilst he has failed to win either of his opening 2 games in both of his spells in charge in the Premier League. Drawn 1, lost 1, also with Brighton in October of 2022. Xavi Simons has both scored and assisted in 2 Premier League appearances this season, also versus Brentford last December, with Son Heung-min in 2023 the last Tottenham player to do so in more top league games across a single season, with 4. Pedro Porro on the Tottenham versus Brighton game. I think after the game, we don't have time for the disappointment. For me and my teammates, the best thing is to keep pushing, keep going. I think the team today was very good. The most important thing now is to stay positive. Joe Hart on the Tottenham versus Brighton game. The way Spurs press was very impressive, and it's not something we've seen from them this season. It was a relentless press. The whole stadium was rocking as well. Kevin Danso, not the result we needed yesterday. We gave everything. We learn and we move. I've also seen the comments. The racist abuse has no place in this game or anywhere, but it doesn't define me and it won't distract me from what's important. I know who I am, what I stand for, why I play. Now it's about staying focused, working harder and coming back stronger for the next games. We keep pushing, we keep believing, we give all every single time we step on that pitch stronger together onto the next. So coming on from that, Tottenham Hotspur have released an official statement, and it reads as follows. Since yesterday's fixture against Brighton, which took place during the Premier League's No Room for Racism weekend, Kevin Danso has been and continues to be subject to significant and abhorrent racist abuse on social media. We have heard and seen vile dehumanising racism, behaviour that is without doubt a criminal offence. It will not be tolerated. The club is taking immediate action. We are reporting all identified content to the Metropolitan Police and to the appropriate authorities in the country where perpetrators reside, as well as the relevant social media platforms. We will push for the strongest possible action against each and every person we identify. Kevin has our complete and unconditional support, and as a player and as a person, no one at this club will ever stand alone in the face of this. Nothing about form or league position can ever excuse or explain racist abuse. There is no connection between performance on the pitch and the right to target a player with discrimination. Criticism of performance is part of the game. Racism is not. We work with specialist third parties dedicated to monitoring online abuse, investigating incidents and identifying perpetrators. Abusers should face custodial sentences, football banning orders, criminal records, fines, community orders, or police-mandated educational programs. We have successfully secured criminal convictions following abuse of our staff and players, including individuals based overseas, and we have also issued indefinite club bans. We call on X, Instagram, and all other platforms to act quickly and decisively when racist abuse is reported. We also encourage anyone who sees abuse of this kind to report it directly to us at report@tottenhamhotspur.com so we can take the strongest possible action. There is no place for racism at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. There is no place for racism in football. The Premier League also released a statement stating, we stand alongside Kevin Danso and Tottenham Hotspur in condemning the vile racist abuse he has received on social media. Discriminatory abuse has absolutely no place in football or wider society. Anybody who chooses to abuse others is not welcome in our game, and they are not a true fan. It is clear that more needs to be done to address the issue, and we will work alongside clubs, football bodies, law enforcement and social media companies to ensure this remains a priority for all. Any individual identified and found guilty of discrimination will face the strongest possible consequences, including club bans and legal persecution. I don't think there is anything else to be said on that matter. I think it's absolutely clear that it's unacceptable. From a personal point of view, it makes absolutely no sense to me. I sit here, I criticise players, I criticise performance, I criticise the club and so on, but their ethnic background, their sexual orientation, any of that stuff is irrelevant to whether they are good at what they do, or they had a good game, or any of that kind of stuff, or even if they run the club in the right way. I honestly cannot believe that is real Tottenham Hotspur fans putting abuse at someone like Kevin Danso, who's been nothing but professional, who's worked really, really hard, supported the club and represented the club in the best possible way. The guy made a mistake yesterday. The ball was played at him at pace. He took a touch. He shouldn't have done. Okay, he should have put it in Rose Head. But he's a professional footballer with his own confidence about how to deal with things and how to play the game. He made a mistake, but he also got beat and the ball got played back to a player at the edge of the box with all the other defenders and all the other players standing off him. So, yeah, he made a mistake, but where's the backup from anybody else? This is a team game. You cannot at any point just say, oh, it's Kevin Danso's fault that we drew the game. It's one of them, it happens. When you're at the bottom of the league, when you're struggling, you're always going to find it difficult, and luck will always go the wrong way. It always will. You will always end up with bad luck. And that's what that is for the guy. And I stand, and I'm sure everybody on this channel stands with Kevin Danso and will absolutely call out racism. I believe it belongs there. It is not acceptable. And I just wonder how many of these people are not actually people. They're just bots or rival fans stirring it up, trying to cause problems, just for whatever reason, whether that's content, content farming, or getting someone to talk to you. We've seen it. If anyone's watched the Louis Theroux thing about the manosphere, it tells you all you need to know about getting content and getting people to interact with you, and people will say anything just to get that reaction, just to get the people. That's why, all the media platforms, even things like Talk Sports, Sky Sports, all the radio shows and stuff, they all do this kind of stuff, clickbaiting stuff to get you going. And I just wonder how much of that. It would be really interesting to know how many of these people are easily tracked down, because you have to give your name, you have to give your details when you open these social media accounts. So you can't tell me that they can't find these people. It would be interesting to find out how many of them are actual proper Tottenham fans, match-going Tottenham fans that would do something like that. Because if you do that and you are a Tottenham fan, or you call yourself a Tottenham fan, you're not a Tottenham fan. You are not a Tottenham supporter, and you are a cretin. Simple as. So moving back to the comments from some of the players, but personally, I don't read too much into what players say, because a lot of that is media stuff that they're taught to say. It's the same old platitudes, isn't it? About try harder, work hard, keep going, next game, blah, blah, blah. And that's fine, because that's what they have to say, right? I'm sure they believe it. I'm sure it's drilled into them. You have to keep believing. As soon as you've got that mentality that you can't win the game, or you're not going to get anywhere, then you've basically lost, haven't you? You've lost everything, and you're not gonna achieve anything. So for me, I don't tend to take too much notice of that. But what I will talk about is what Roberto De Zerbi said, because I thought it's good to hear from him, saying that he's disappointed, but nothing's changing. He's still positive. He still believes that these players are good enough. He works with them every day. He knows what they're like. It's a more positive attitude. I think when you had Igor Tudor in talking about, there are more problems and just what's on the pitch and all that kind of stuff, I don't think that particularly helps. It just feeds the narrative. So I don't think that particularly helped. I understand it, and I don't disagree with it. I'm sure there are more problems within the club than just the players playing, and it's an overall attitude problem and something that desperately needs fixing. But at this moment in time, this is about staying in the Premier League, winning as many games as you can to give that. This game against Brighton was always going to be difficult. Brighton are a decent side. They've won 5 out of their last 6. They're doing well. They're aiming for Europe. They've got no reason to take their foot off the gas. So to get ahead in that game after being 1-0 down, when your heads could drop and you can lose your mentality, to keep going and to keep fighting, I thought was impressive. I thought it was good. It's what we wanted to see. And I think that's what he's talking about in terms of that mentality. But I also like the point he's making about no point being a crybaby. There's no point being negative about it. There's no point going, oh, woe is me. This has happened to us. This is about getting your head up and going, right, okay, we've got a very valuable point in there. We are now 1 point off of West Ham, 2 points off of Nottingham Forest as it stands at the moment. They've got to go out and win their game. So let's not forget that there'll be pressure on them Sunday and on Monday to be able to get to turn that advantage. If they don't turn that advantage, where we are, we're 1 point better off than we were this time last week. So you have to stay positive, and I'm pretty sure that's what Roberto De Zerbi is kind of concentrating. It's what he's thinking. So you've got to kind of go with that. And for me, I think it's the right thing to do. So yeah, not great. Of course, a draw as opposed to a win when you're so close is disappointing. The issues with the abuse of Kevin Danso, totally unacceptable. But there's still 5 games to go. We still need to believe. We still need to fight. Still need to support our team. I thought the fans yesterday were absolutely outstanding. That the stadium was rocking. You could hear it. The support from the fans and everything, and the eruption of emotion. When Porro scored and when Xavi scored. It was clear to see. Even pundits talking about how good that was, and it just shows what good this fan base can be, as opposed to all the negativity that we constantly see. There's enough negative things going on in the world. We don't really want to focus on that. We want to focus on the positives, and the positives for that was Bentancur's back, Basuma's back, Maddison was back on the bench as a bit of a boost for the players and for him. We scored 2 goals at home. We led right up until the 90th minute. And just, a little bit of luck not going our way. And it turns into 1 point as opposed to 3. But we're still in it. It's still alive. We can still win enough games to get us out of it. You just got to keep believing that's going to happen. Anyway, that's enough negative headlines for today. Thank you very much for watching this episode. If you're watching on YouTube, as I said at the beginning, subscribe to the channel. It won't cost you a penny. Hit the notification bell. That'll tell you whenever we go live or put out a new video. Like, share, and comment in the comment section below. I'm Lee. I go as Lee the Dorset Spur. I'm all over social media platforms. You'll find me on my own YouTube channel, where I talk about the game and share news and views from the different stories that are going on, and also connecting with some of the guys from my group of friends at South Dorset Spurs that also contribute. So if you've liked what I've said or liked the style, whatever, please do come across and give us a follow. We're heading towards 2,500 subscribers, getting there slowly but surely. So any help we can get there would be much appreciated. Of course, if you're listening on audio platforms, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. All that's left to say now is let's keep the faith. I'll see you on the next one. And as always, up the Spurs.